Vasseur has confirmed Ferrari's plan for the Barcelona tests. The SF-26 will start running from Tuesday, not from day one. And there's a precise strategy behind this choice. Having completed the shakedown on their home circuit at Fiorano, Ferrari's next appointment for the SF-26 will be the preseason test in Barcelona. According to regulations, teams can choose 3 of the 5 available days to run, organizing their work program as they prefer. The Maranello squad will make its debut only starting from Tuesday, exactly like McLaren, though for completely different reasons. McLaren skips the first day because they want to take as much time as possible to develop the MCL40. The world champions want to run immediately in a configuration similar to what they'll race with in Australia. Ferrari instead has an opposite strategy, having already announced they'll bring updates in the coming weeks, and having already run the SF-26 at Fiorano, they have no interest in delaying their test debut just to work one extra day in the wind tunnel. Stay with me because what I'm about to tell you is very interesting. Both Ferrari and McLaren will skip the first day of testing in Barcelona, but for completely different reasons. In the case of the Woking squad, the choice stems from wanting to take as much time as possible to develop the MCL40. The world champions intend to run right from the start in a configuration similar to what they'll race with in Australia. Completely opposite is the Prancing Horses situation. Ferrari has already announced updates arriving in the coming weeks and has already taken its first on-track steps with the SF-26 at Fiorano. So, they have no interest in delaying their test debut to work one extra day in the wind tunnel. An interesting hypothesis is that the Maranello squad prefers to send the customer teams ahead as scouts. This way, they can immediately gather data on the power unit without risking that a reliability problem compromises the time available to run and work on the main car. It's a smart strategic approach that protects their testing program. Vasseur was very clear on this point, emphasizing that the priority in Barcelona will be strengthening reliability and accumulating kilometers. It's not about pure performance at this stage, but understanding the car and making it run without problems. The appointment is therefore set for Tuesday, when we'll see the SF-26's first kilometers on track in a collective session with other teams. And here comes the interesting part. Ferrari will bring updates already during the tests. The Ferrari SF-26 seen in the Fiorano shakedown could change appearance very soon. What we saw at the launch is only version A of the Maranello project, destined to receive updates already in the coming weeks. The priority for the first test remains strengthening reliability and accumulating kilometers, collecting as much data as possible to learn how to best exploit the new package. But the updates will arrive soon, very soon. With these regulations, car development will be an important theme during the season, announces Loic Serra. It's the first time the new technical director has put his signature on a Maranello project in this role. There will definitely be evolutions of the car. Development will happen even during winter testing. Until now, Ferrari has worked predominantly on the basic architecture, exploring as many roads as possible to be sure of identifying the best concept. Then, this concept will be refined with the updates in the pipeline. We tried to extend the concept evaluation phase, which we paid great attention to, explains the technical director. This methodical approach shows Ferrari's commitment to getting the fundamentals right before pushing development. Fred Vasseur echoes him, reiterating how at the Barcelona test the priority won't be absolute performance but reliability. We postponed the demo day as much as possible to have more time to develop the car. We knew the calendar from the beginning. It's a long-term process, and we decided to develop at the next opportunity. The most important thing at the start is reliability. Being able to run today without problems is a good step toward Barcelona. This is fundamental. The Fiorano shakedown went well, no problems, and this gives confidence for Barcelona. A trouble-free shakedown is exactly what Ferrari needed. The objective will be to gather the maximum information and data from the car, and then from there we'll also start development. Vasseur continues. First, you need to understand how the car works, collect data, analyze it, and only then bring targeted updates. It makes no sense to bring random updates without knowing how the car behaves. First you understand, then you develop. It's a methodical and rational approach Ferrari is following carefully. Being at the dawn of a new regulatory cycle, teams have a huge growth curve ahead of them. This will translate into numerous update packages arriving throughout the entire season. The potential for improvement is enormous when you're working with completely new regulations. This season's development pace will be much more intense compared to what we've seen in previous years, explains Vasseur. Nobody knows what situation they'll be in 2 weeks from now. This is a crucial point. The situation can change rapidly. A team that seems strong now could be overtaken in 2 weeks, and vice versa. Everything's very fluid at this stage. The pecking order isn't established yet. This is also why the balance of power at the first race won't necessarily remain the same throughout the season. Melbourne won't be the end of the championship. We'll have an enormous development pace, the team principal reiterates. On aerodynamics, every week we make an important jump, and this applies to us as to everyone. We need to concentrate on ourselves and try to do a good job developing in the coming weeks and over the course of the season. It's still too early to make predictions, Vasseur concludes. And he's right. We're only at the beginning. The car seen at Fiorano is just version A. Updates will arrive soon. The development pace will be extremely intense. Anything can happen. Who seems strong now might not be in a month. Who seems struggling could make an enormous leap. That's exactly the beauty of a new regulatory cycle. Everything's possible. Everything's open. So let's recap the complete situation on the Barcelona tests and Ferrari's plan. Vasseur confirmed the SF-26 will start running from Tuesday, skipping the first day. This isn't a random choice but a precise strategy. McLaren skips the first day to have more time to develop the MCL40 and run immediately in race configuration. Ferrari instead skips the first day because they've already done the Fiorano shakedown, they've already run the car, and they don't need an extra day in the wind tunnel. They might also send the customer teams ahead as scouts to gather power unit data without risking problems on the main car. The priority in Barcelona will be strengthening reliability and accumulating kilometers, collecting as much data as possible. It's not about pure performance, but understanding the car. And already during winter, testing updates will arrive, because what we saw at Fiorano is just version A. Loic Serra confirms development will be intense already from testing. They've worked extensively on the basic architecture, exploring many roads to find the best concept. Vasseur reiterates that reliability comes before performance. The Fiorano shakedown went well, and this gives confidence. First collect data, then develop in a targeted way. The development pace will be much more intense than previous years. Nobody knows where they'll be in 2 weeks. The situation is extremely fluid. Melbourne won't be the end of the championship. Every week important aerodynamic jumps. Too early for predictions. Everything's still open and possible in this new regulatory cycle.